toss to Amir Abdullah, speed to the edge, and the season's first touchdown.
There it is, first one of the year. This is Interesting to See, your daily sports podcast. News, narratives, takes, gambling. Oh my goodness, I used the cough button already. Friday, what's up? I am moving slow this morning. This is in the veterinary emergency room with my stupid cat. Getting stupid infections. Good morning, it's Friday. It's our first football Friday of the year. I'm Nick. Like, rate, review, subscribe. Ask your friends to listen. Just tell people, hey, do you like sports, but you don't have time to stay on Twitter and Reddit all day? You don't know what's going on out there, but you want to participate, and you like the weird part of sports too, like all of the people who just talk shit on each other and stuff, and then some controversy, usually on Wednesdays. Yeah, here's a podcast for you. This way you can be informed without having to waste your day. Okay, yeah, and 5-star reviews on Apple go a long way. It helps Apple, blah, 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 blah. It's all on YouTube, too. You can see my beautiful face if you like. Also on Spotify, occasionally. I should change the aspect ratio on Spotify, but I simply don't want to. Okay, so football is back. The Hall of Fame game was sick for about 30 seconds. We did see some starters, including Trayvon Walker, the first overall pick for the Jacksonville Jaguars, wearing number 44, which is interesting. That's the number that Myles Jack, their former really good middle linebacker, used to wear. I don't know who won. I don't really care. I do know that the over hit for those of you bettors out there betting on preseason football. Shame on you, but always take the under in these preseason games is usually my advice, but it didn't work out last night. That's my B. Hall of Fame game was delayed by rain, which is hilarious. You got to see the coaches. It was good to for everybody to get back into it. Now we have a week off until the next preseason game, at least. I think it's the 12th. I know that my Lions play on the 12th. I don't know what else is happening, but the football will return on Tuesday with the debut of Hard Knocks, of course, and then college football happens in, I want to say 3 weeks. Does that sound right? There's always some stupid week 0 games, and then there's week 1, and then we get into it, and week 2 of college football is funny, but we'll talk about all of that. As it comes along, we're going to look into some football stuff today. Preseason news, some injuries and arrest, and we have a story that feels an awful lot like racism out of Auburn, obviously. But we're going to start with Brittney Griner. She has been sentenced in Russia and found guilty. She's going to be sentenced to 9 years in prison for coming into the country with narcotics. I don't know if weed is narcotics. She came into the country with weed. She's not allowed to have weed. Russia figured out that she's famous, and they imprisoned her, and now America is in this situation where they have to get her back and swap like an actual war criminal for a basketball player, and everyone's mad, and I don't know what to say about this. Ignorance of the law is no excuse. The other thing is Brittney Griner's not a great person. She has a history of domestic abuse, I think, against her girlfriend or wife. And I don't know. I think there's a level of I don't know what happened. I just don't know why you would go to Russia in January this year or December. And I don't know who told you that. And I don't know who thought it was chill to just bring weed on the plane. What are we doing? You went to Baylor. So I don't know what to say about that. It is embarrassing that we've got to go get this person and we got to trade like a real criminal asset who is a murdering kind of person for a fucking basketball player who wanted to get high in Russia. What the fuck? Anyway, everyone's mad. Whatever. Let's go to another controversial story in Auburn, Alabama. You can see on your screen, Auburn Tigers quarterback TJ Findlay charged with attempt to elude police. The word is that he was pulled over for an alleged traffic citation for not wearing a helmet on a moped. Factually, TJ Findlay is black, and Auburn is in Alabama. Those are facts. They're facts. I don't know what else to say about that. Then, according to police officials, he was released on Thursday. He's going to be practicing. We're going to figure out what's going on. So this is the statement. According to police, the arrest stems from several traffic violations Findlay made on July 26th. He was not wearing a helmet while on a motorcycle and fled from officers attempting to make a traffic stop on 2 separate occasions. Officers terminated the pursuit on both occasions as a matter of safety. Weird. What a weird What a weird, dumb story that is. Yeah. So I guess we'll just pay attention to that. It's just a headline to remind you that, even in college towns, there are things that happen to people of color. We shall see. Okay. Football. The big news is that Roger Goodell, the NFL has appealed to itself to suspend Deshaun Watson. Roger Goodell doesn't want to deal with it, so he appointed someone to deal with it for him. The person's name is, I know you're here somewhere. There you are. The person's name is Peter Harvey, and Peter Harvey is going to do it for Goodell. This is Goodell distancing himself from the suspension so that it can be more. People think that not only will it be a year, it could be significantly longer than a year and come with a enormous fine. That is what we're hearing. Who the hell knows? I would imagine there's a deadline to get this done within the next 10 days. I think maybe even sooner. I believe very strongly that the decision will be made by Monday. It could happen today, how they want to punish him, because they know what they want. And so they're going to appeal to themselves, which is hilarious to me, of course. So that's what Deshaun Watson's at. I don't think he's going to play a single game this year, and I also think he's going to owe like $1 million or something crazy. Like, they're going to make it clear that conduct can't happen this way. It's a good PR win for the NFL, but also, most importantly, they hate that the Browns are rigging contracts to prepare for suspensions. So I think they're going to punish Deshaun for. And then he also last year, the other thing was that last year, remember, he sat out. All this investigation was happening, but he also didn't want to play for Houston, so he just was there, and they paid him to be on the team but not do anything. Between that, the contract, and then the sexual predatory shit, everyone's really mad at him, and that they're mad at the owners, are mad at the Browns owners, they're mad at the Texans owners for allowing this shit show to happen. So I think he's going to be made an example of, and I imagine it's going to be an aggressive suspension, and the fine will be enormous as well. They're not going to allow him to get around the monetary benefit of the suspension. I think it would be great if they let him play 3 games and get booed and then suspend him for 20 into next year. That would be really conniving and funny. And fitting. It'd be fitting. That's what should probably happen. Other news from around training camp yesterday, Cliff Kingsbury did something hilarious. He made Kyler Murray, who, is he still out with COVID? Kyler has COVID. COVID protocol is you got to miss a couple days, but it's not really a big deal because, I don't know, there's a vaccination. So he's out with COVID. Cliff Kingsbury made him call in the play. So if you ever watch football, you see that there are 2 or 3 backup quarterbacks and 2 or 3 assistant coaches that will signal in plays. This usually happens in college, and of those calls, a bunch of them are dummies, and the quarterback knows which ones are not dummies. Anyway, Cliff Kingsbury made Kyler do that to remind him that this shit is hard, which is funny. They're treating Kyler Murray like he's a literal high school junior. It's funny. Also, Marquise Hollywood Brown, the receiver that the Cardinals traded for from the Raiders, who never really panned out from Oklahoma, and he was Kyler's teammate at Oklahoma. He was arrested for speeding at 126 miles an hour in Maricopa County, on Arizona State Route 101, and he went to jail. So he was at the team's facility. He's back at practice. We don't know what he was doing. Apparently, he would have been imprisoned or indicted. I don't know. If there had been substances involved, it seems very much like he was late to practice or something, or he was just being cocky. It was at 7 o'clock in the morning. So I don't know what the deal is with that, but everyone's like, buddy, get your head out of your ass here. Arizona, the takes on Arizona this year are getting intense. So if you want to sound smart, what everyone thinks about Arizona is that they could have a top 10 pick in this draft, a.k.a. they're going to suck. I think that's ridiculous. I think Cliff Kingsbury has proven he doesn't suck. They have some good players. Kyler Murray's not a bad quarterback. They do play in a tough division, but they don't suck. I genuinely think they do not suck. They're not going to be good. They're not going to suck. I definitely think 7, 8, 9 wins again. Right in the middle. Other news from the NFC West, Matthew Stafford's elbow pain is getting a bit worse. It's a bit abnormal for a quarterback. He probably needs Tommy John surgery, I'm telling you. He's got tendonitis. He's not going to participate in throwing drills this week. As a Lions fan, how do I say this politically correct? If he could miss a year due to injury, that would be great. It would be better if he got hurt in week 1 and they didn't have time to go trade for someone. That would be better. But without Stafford, they're going to suck. They're not going to suck, but it's going to be bad. So Stafford, he has this thing. He's going to try to play through it with tendon things. It's not good. I'm not a doctor. It seems bad. I don't know. That's definitely something that you want to pay attention to if you're a fantasy player, because the Rams have some very sexy fantasy things going on this year. However, without Stafford, it's kaput. So it's gonna be a risk because they have Allen Robinson. Apparently, everybody loves Allen Robinson. Cooper Kupp won the Triple Crown last year, of course. I forget who their tight end is now. They have a tight end that people like. It doesn't really matter. People like them a lot in fantasy. But without Stafford, it's not going to work out the same way. So we shall see. I'm by the way, I'm not saying that they're going to be without Stafford. I am saying that he has this tendonitis thing, and he's had tendonitis things before, and it hasn't, or he hasn't. But tendonitis things are bad. It means I think that there is a chance that my gut feeling is telling me that he's going to play like 12 games this year, and this thing is going to be a thing all year. You know what I mean? Aaron Rodgers, I got high on DMT and found myself that I won back-to-back MVP awards story was around the internet yesterday. You heard it here first. That's why you want to deal with me. You heard that shit here first. What's up? What's up? Everybody is rooting for a Subway Series in professional baseball. The New York Mets versus the New York Yankees. If you want to sound cool, you should say, I want a Subway Series too. And that'd be fun, objectively. New York is a city that cares a ton about baseball. They love their baseball. There's not a lot of baseball cities in America. I would say LA and New York are baseball, basketball cities. So I'm down with that. I'm totally down with that. They have all the best players as well. I'll be back and better than ever on Monday morning. Tuesday, we've got Hard Knocks. Tell your friends. Actually, you know what? Better than that. Tell your kids. Tell someone between the age of 14 and 25 to listen to this show and to download it multiple times and give me their data, etc. Okay, bye.